Had a great week. Hope everybody's doing all righty dighty. How we feeling? Who's in the building? Who's in the building? See, but I can't see you. What's going on, y'all? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Last Tuesday of the month, 2024. We did it almost through January. How we feeling? How we feeling? We got IG in the building over there. I think they in the building. There they are. 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 Y'all, what's happening? Who's in the building? Who's in the building? Got my laptop going over here so I can see what's happening. Hey, girl. Hey. What's up, LaShawn? Robin's in the building. Whoop, 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 whoop. How y'all feeling? How y'all doing? Y'all cold? Where y'all at? Are y'all staying warm? Nice and warm and snuggly? How we feeling? How we feeling? We're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. What's up, Daryl? What's up, Mr. Misunderstood Key? Just joined the building over there on LinkedIn. Yeah, I moved my microphone, so if I'm fiddling with it, it's because it's foreign. It used to be over here. So now I got to get used to this new little setup thing here. So I'm still trying to figure that out. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. Y'all doing all right? I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. What are we, how do we do this month? How do we do in terms of, y'all know, when the new year comes, we talk about resolutions and all the things. And we talked at the top of the year, right? We talked about executing. Remember we said that was going to be our word? Did we forget already? Did we forget? Did we forget? Did we forget? Liz in the building. Loretta's in the building. All is well in Bedrock. Twist. Hey! I missed that. Got the sea breeze jazz going on here. I love that, LaShawn. I love that. Need some jazz in my life. I love it. Listen, we're almost through with the month. How we feeling about our careers? The month of January. You know, it's going. It's going. Are we feeling okay? Are we, feeling good about it? Taking the strides? Are we just kind of riding a wave? Everybody doing all right with that? Listen, we got to make sure that we stay close to our goals, aspirations, dreams, whatever those are, and we don't let it get beyond us. What's up? Yolanda's in the building over there on IG. We're over here on YouTube. If you guys want to come join us, you can do that. Make sure when you hop on over, you say, hey, I'm here from IG so we can love on you when you get over here. Janelle's in the building. Janelle said, February 1st is a restart. January was a challenge. Was it because you were sick or just had other stuff going on? Or just a challenge, just getting started, kind of like when the car is cold outside, have to rev it up and get it going. Is that how we feeling about January? Is that how we feeling? I know that feeling. Kind of restarting and reassessing and regrouping and all the things, right? But listen, we don't want the year to get by us. We don't want the year to, go on by us. So we want to go ahead and, do what we're going to do. We're going to do what we're going to do. Now, tonight, we're talking about, I'm going to show y'all some stuff, right? A lot of stuff happened over the weekend. I said, we got to talk about this. The family, we got to talk about this. We're talking about diversity hires, and we're going to talk about the spectrum. So it's not just a one or the other. It's not an or thing. It's an and thing. So diversity can be this and this and this and this. So we're not talking about an or here. We're not going to talk about an or. Sick and other thing. It's up from here. I know that's right, Janelle. It's up. I love it. So let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question. So if you had the opportunity where you're working right now, I don't know if I said, hey, Lindsay, where you're working right now, if somebody said, or if you were given the opportunity to elevate in your career, that could mean a position, promotion. It could be just an increase in what you're making right now. Let's say 20K more than what you're making right now. You get a title, an elevation in title, and they say, we're going to give you this because you're Black. And we need to check off the quota for the year. So it's 2024. It's the first quarter. We need to meet our quotas of diversity hire, and we want to elevate you. No shade or anything like that, but we want to elevate you because you're a person of color, or you're a woman, or you're non-white, you can be Asian or Pacific Islander or whatever. If your boss came and tapped you and said, hey, we want to give you this increase, would you take it? Or would you say, no, I want this because of how I perform, how I've contributed, how I've been able to add value here at the company. I don't want it if it's like that. I don't want it in that case. Which would you prefer? A or B? A, they want to give you the increase in salary, the increase in title, the increase in job responsibilities because you're diverse. Or B, no, you'd rather have it based off of your performance, off of merit, because of how you contribute and the value you add. A or B? What say you? What say you? Robin said, child, pick. You got to pick. Come on, you got to pick. You got to pick. What do you say, A or B? Here's the question. Here's the question for those that's joining. I see you over there on IG. Here's the question. Here's the question. Would you? You got to pick one, A or B. All right, LaShawn. I like people. I like people that can, stand on 10 toes down. This is what it is. Here's your choices. Would you rather? This is actually a game. Would you rather? Would you rather your boss comes to you and say, hey, we're going to give you $20K increase. We're going to elevate your title. We're going to give you more job responsibilities because we need to hit our quota and you're a person of color. Or B, based off of your performance, how you've contributed and added value to the company, to the team, to myself, we're going to give you an increase. Which would you rather have, A or B? A or B? LaShawn said B. What's up, Derek? Derek said B. Loretta said B. Janelle said, my pockets say A, but I choose B. Okay, so B is what we're saying. We're saying that, nope, I don't want it. I want it based off of how I perform, how I've been able to add value, how I've been able to contribute. That's what we're saying, right? Now, are we saying that because it sounds good? What's up, Elizabeth? Do we say that? Now, have we really thought about it? Or y'all just heard me give the two options and you picked? Have we really put some thought into it? Have we really thought about it? Elizabeth said B, but refers someone that is a person of color. Linson said B. Everybody chose B. So we're saying, nah, I don't want it. Don't give it to me because person of color. Y'all tell me why y'all picked that. Y'all tell me why y'all picked that. Robin says A. Robin says A. Yeah, explain. Let me hear. Let me check the room. So here's the question for those on IG. Here's the question. Choose A or B. If your boss came to you tomorrow and said, hey, we want to give you this first quarter of 2024, we want to give you an increase, 20K salary. We want to give you extra. We want to give you 20K. We want to elevate your title, make you a senior, whatever it is, or a leadership role, and we want to give you more responsibility. Or B, we want to give you the role because you perform at a high level, you contribute to us, and you've been adding value. Which would you prefer as their reason for giving you the increase? We got a lot of B's, and we have one A. LaShawn says, I'm tired of being a token child. Okay. I like it. Let me make sure I'm saying that right. Your name, LaShawn. She said, I'm tired of being a token child. I don't want it based off of being a person of color. I want it based off of merit. I want it based off of how I perform, how I contribute, how I add value. Oh, Elizabeth said, I don't want it to hold him over my head. I hadn't thought about that. That's a good one. I didn't think about that response. I don't want to hold. So you're saying, LaShawn, okay, I got you. So you're saying if they give you this increase, that they may hold it over your head. Okay, I got you. I'm going to go with A. Here's why. And I'm not even saying there's not a right or wrong. There's not a right or wrong. It's what you would prefer. There isn't a right or wrong. I say A because One, of the optics, because what I've seen. So that may be, some may say, an unfair advantage. And I believe that most of us make the decision based off of our experiences and what we've seen and what we believe. So that's why I say there is no right or wrong. I've seen this actually happen a few times. There were two people at this certain company that, I think I've told this story before. There were two people at this company that I worked for. Both of them were managers. Both of them were Black. One male, one female, and they got an increase. They went to the next level. And I knew, because I had relationship with the executives in HR. I had a relationship, and I was able to be in some rooms and heard. I knew why they got the increase. And I thought, just like a lot of you, that one of them, because I had a relationship with that person, wouldn't take it. So I remember asking them, I had left from the company, and this person had gotten laid off because of COVID. And I said, I can finally ask you this question. I said, you do know that the reason why that you all received that? And the person said, I know. I said, why did you take it? And they said, I heard everyone talking. I knew everyone talking. He said, because I probably would have never gotten to that level. And because I know that once I received that level, my performance would outshine the color of my skin. And there were other managers who were also on that list of high potentials that could potentially be elevated that didn't get tapped on the shoulder. So for that person, it was a would you rather also. Would you rather take the title, take the money, take the responsibilities, have it be on your resume for the future, go ahead and be able to fund my retirement, take care of my family, or wait and see if, based off my performance and how I contribute, although I've been here already for 17 years and nothing has happened, should I continue to wait? Again, it's the optics. It was the optics for me. I don't believe there's a right or wrong. You have to do what you believe, but that's the situation that I saw. Derek said there were only the two choices. Personally, I'd accept, show value, added benefits, then use it to bingo. Bingo. And I was talking while you was writing. Bingo. Again, no right or wrong. I think that's why Janelle was struggling. Because I could leverage that money. You can also leverage the title. Because once you put it on your resume, it is what it is. I'm now director of whatever, and I can go anywhere. I have to leverage the skill, leverage that opportunity. I want that, like Derek said, to springboard me into other opportunities where it will be based off of my experience, my knowledge, my skills, and how I contribute and how I add value. One of the things I was telling my daughter just last night, she has some decisions to make. And I broke down to her, what if we look at it this way? Because often what I've found in my experience, personally and working with professionals, again, we talk about this all the time, making decisions emotionally and not strategic decisions and logical decisions and thinking about the future. Some people make decisions in the moment, and they're based off of emotion and not on logic. Linton said, I believe it depends on manager transparency. Manager transparency is important. Tell me what you mean by that. So I wanted to put that out there. I want to share with you some of the things that happened over the weekend. You guys may have saw it. There was some debate over the United Airlines CEO. I don't know if you all saw that, but I'm going to play that. And then let's talk about it. Let me go ahead and share my screen. I'm going to bring it up. And let's listen to what he had to say. First, I'm going to play for you this video that went viral. And then I'll share with you what was said to make it go viral. Let me see if I can do this. Here we go. Here is the video that went viral. Let me just make sure y'all can see it.
The CEO of United Airlines last month, the CEO, he announced of all the hiring for all the new pilots that are coming up this year, all the hiring for new pilots, the main focus is going to be diversity. What? Diversity? Not the best pilots you can find? The ones with the most hours of experience? Nope, diversity. I don't know about you, but I'm sick and tired of flying all the time with these white pilots landing safely and on time. Boring. The CEO of United Airlines.
Play it one more time.
The CEO, he announced of all the hiring for all the new pilots that are coming up this year, all the hiring for new pilots, the main focus is going to be diversity. What? Diversity? Not the best pilots you can find? The ones with the most hours of experience? Nope, diversity. I don't know about you, but I'm sick and tired of flying all the time with these white pilots landing safely and on time. Boring.
That was the joke that was going around. Let me share with you what the actual, see if I can find it. Share with you what the CEO said. And then we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. So that was the joke that was made. Let me share with you what the CEO said. Here we go. Now he's got people boycotting him.
How is diversity and diversity targets working into the A-Date Academy?
We have committed that 50% of the classes will be women or people of color. Today, only 19% of our pilots at United Airlines are women or people of color. And by the way, from all the data I've seen, that's the highest of any airline in the country.
White males don't just dominate in the cockpits, also in the C-suite at United Airlines.
Well, look, at United, I'm proud of the diversity that we actually have in our C-suite. I think if you look around corporate America.
Correct me if I'm saying that. So this is just based off the website, the people you list as executives, but out of 11 people, 3 are women. I believe 1 is a person of color.
That's correct. But, you know, I think,
that's a low bar. How do you raise your own bar?
Well, a lot of this is, focusing on it. We have programs to, one of the things we do is for every job when we're doing an interview, we require women and people of color to be involved in the interview process, bringing people in early in their careers as well, and giving them those opportunities and creating a strong.
So that was the CEO of United. That was also the joke that the guy who was doing a stand-up comedy, he was making fun of him. Now, I will say this, the CEO didn't sound believable to me. He seemed he didn't sound confident in the reason why he wanted to bring on diverse people of color in the organization. That's just my opinion. What did you all think? He didn't sound convincing to me. I mean, he should know that, listen, our stats are da-da-da-da, and here's the reason why we want to bring in more experience, more knowledge, more people with background that can share with us so we can innovate and da-da-da-da. And even when the guy said, well, taking a look at your website, that sounds all great and everything, but right now there's only 3 people. One is a woman as far as diversity, and then one is a woman, 2 are women, and 1 is a person of color. And so for him, I believe it's checking a box. I think that the reason why he's doing it, and I have no clue, but just in his response, he made me feel as if it was a quota thing to me. What do y'all say? What do y'all say? Derek says some of the worst decisions made are those from emotions rather than logic and strategic planning. I believe that as well. And so Robin said his DEI person did not do a good, right. Him or her, Robin, you're right, did not do right. I believe that too, Derek. Memorize his line. He sound like I sound right now. He sounded like he was fumbling. You know what I mean? He should have been ready for that conversation. And he just didn't sound ready or prepared. Now, I have to say this, and this may be unpopular opinion, but I agree with the guy that was making jokes. I didn't like the fact that he made a joke about it, but I want someone to be hired based off of their experience and skills. If I had a broken arm, I'm not going to ask you if you're white or black or Asian or Hispanic. Are you a, doctor that, you know what I mean? That is not crossing my mind at all. Now, what I said earlier about the two people that were in the company that I worked with, they were actually tapped and asked. That's the difference between the two. So I'm not contradicting myself. They were tapped and asked, do you want this? But if I had a choice, I want the most experienced person. I do know, and I do recognize, again, it's the optics for me, that there are things that happen. There are injustices when it comes to diversity in hiring and biases. I know that for a fact, but I think it should be a level playing field. I've experienced it. I'm sure most of you that are a person of color have experienced as well. LaShawn said, right, he did not sound convincing at all. Some thoughts, like, yeah, same thoughts. He didn't sound convincing at all. Elizabeth said, they must have threatened to take their DEI money for, that's what it sounded like. He didn't sound convincing at all, at all, at all. And so as as a woman of color, especially in the field, when I first started in HR, specifically in back then we called it recruiting, it wasn't talent acquisition. There weren't many of us. So there were a lot of rooms and things like that I wasn't in where I saw the biases. So this is not coming from, I'm, trying to be team, everybody can get, I saw it, I felt it, I experienced it. If you're black, you're going to experience it. I don't care who you are, what your title is, or what you do, you're going to experience it. It is what it is. But what I want to drive home is the fact that I believe sometimes, though, based off of each of our individual experiences and backgrounds, that makes our decisions. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I don't know who, I think it was Elizabeth that said, sometimes we make decisions based off of what we've experienced, and we don't take the time to pause and really think. I think Derek was saying, you know what, I'm going to take this and I'm going to have it catapult me into where I want to go. I'm going to leverage the money. And I think even Janelle was like, you know what, my pockets need the money though. Because if we're being real about it, a 20K bump for some, that's a lifestyle change. And when it comes to taking care of your family, are you going to get that within a year? Are you going to get it in 2 years? Are you going to get it in 5 years? If you're getting a 2% increase during performance review every year, or 3%, some people may even get 5%. Is that going to get you 20K within 5 years? Would you think of this as shortening your, the road to where you want to go? Just something to think about. Just something to think about. I remember somewhere else I worked at, there was this lady that we worked with. I'll be totally transparent with you. She was talked about a lot in the office. Now, I have never been a person, even in high school, to talk about people. But I will say, if you listen, I still believe you guilty. Because if Derek is talking to Robin about me and Robin sit there and listen, I got a problem with that. I believe that you partook of that conversation, so you're a part of that conversation. So I'm guilty. I heard people talking about her, and I may have even laughed sometime, looking back. And what it was, she was very analytical, very, very analytical. She was an older woman. She was probably 12 years older than me. She was 6 foot naturally. With heels, she was 6 foot, maybe 2. She came from Barbados. She had short hair, about this short. She was a dark-skinned woman. I'm painting a picture for you for a reason. And I remember one day, it was Christmas. You know how it's quiet around the office and it's nobody's there. And we were just sitting around, and maybe we were in the conference room, and we were just sitting around. And I remember saying, I said, you don't really, you don't say much unless you're asked a question. She said, where I'm from, in the positions that I've held, she's been a consultant all her life. She was a consultant where I was. And she worked in tech. So naturally, she was very analytical. But she's been working in tech since the 80s. And she said every room I went in throughout my career, I was the only Black person. And I was the only female. It was always all men. She said I had a skill set that they didn't expect a Black woman to have. She knew SQL and database, all that, just math. She was just a wizard in math. And so all her life, she was in rooms where she was the only African-American person. And she said, I traveled all my life. She said, I missed Christmas with my kids, with my husband. She said, all my life I was on the road and I always had something to prove. And so she said, when I'm in meetings with you all, you know, those experiences, I know when to speak and when not to. And I only speak when I'm asked something. So of course I felt horrible inside. Because here's the thing, you don't know anybody's background. And I hope that this will help someone. You don't know anybody's experiences. That's what I should have been saying to the people that I heard talking about her instead of sitting there listening. So I remember going into a meeting, maybe after the holidays, we come back, right? And we had our meeting or whatever. We were catching up or whatever. We were in there, big bosses and everyone. And she was trying to say something. I said, hold up, y'all, for a second. I'm gonna call her Suzanne. Suzanne, what were you gonna say? Now, I don't even speak up. But because I'm so passionate about people and I'm passionate about when people are done wrong, something takes over me. And so I stopped in and I was very stern and very strong. I said, hold up for a second, you all. I'm sure I didn't say hold up, but I'm like, just a second, you all. Suzanne, you were going to say something? I felt like I had to protect her then. And I went into mama bear mode. And I remember her kind of had a half grin because we had spoken, right? And I share that because the decisions we make sometimes is based off, and this was my learning lesson. You never know what a person has gone through and the reason why they act the way they act right now. So if you see somebody and you in a meeting and you don't see them speaking up, or if it's somebody on your job, you're just like, I can't stand that guy, or I can't stand that woman, or that woman always got something to say, or this one, they may feel like they have something to prove. We don't know. We don't know. And when you're a person of color and you've been through this, you can get jaded. Y'all, we know this. If I go to a restaurant and I'm not getting service, the first thing I think is because I'm Black. Where did that come from? Maybe they just busy. So I want us to think about moving forward, especially with decisions that we need to make. Sometimes it's a pause. I know a lot of us have rolled right into 2024. It's about to be February. Some of us that had made decisions early on. We was hyped. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Ain't nobody done anything. And so I'm talking about making strategic decisions, not just based on certain emotional decisions or emotional feelings about a thing. Think about, is this going to get me to the next level? Yeah, if they tap me on the shoulder, I might take it. And I might have to think about, I might have to take a step back and think about, is this going to help my family? Is this going to help me? Is this going to help me get to that next level? I could leverage this title, maybe going somewhere else, because once people see it on my resume, then I know I have an opportunity to get to here. Again, no right or wrong, and you have to do what you believe in, what's comfortable for you, because you got to live with it. But just something to consider, something to think about. Here's something else I want to share with you, because it's not always black and white. It's not always black and white. Oh, let me read the comments first. What y'all saying? LaShawn said, that is exactly what I experienced on my last job. And no, it does not feel good at all. It doesn't feel good. Janelle said, yes, definitely it can be a lifestyle change. That's true. That's what I'm saying. It could be a lifestyle change for some people. Now, let me share this with you, because I know it's not always black and white. Let's listen to this.
Now to the major verdict against Starbucks, ordered to pay more than $25 million to a former employee who said she was fired because she's white. Eva Pilgrim is here with the story. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, Michael. Her lawyers say Starbucks made her, a white manager, the scapegoat in an attempt to save face when it found itself in the midst of major backlash after 2 Black men were arrested in a Philadelphia store. The company firing her, a jury now finding in her favor.
This morning, a $25.6 million victory for a white former Starbucks employee who accused the coffee giant of racial discrimination. A New Jersey jury unanimously siding with the former regional manager, Shannon Phillips, claiming her race was a determinative factor in Starbucks' decision to fire her in the wake of a 2018 racial firestorm. Phillips wasn't present the day this viral video was recorded, showing the arrest of 2 Black men, Dante Robinson and Rashawn Nelson, who were waiting for a business meeting when an employee called 911 accusing them of trespassing.
I have 2 gentlemen in my cafe that are refusing to make a purchase or leave.
Their arrest sparking protests nationwide.
What do we want? Justice! What do we want now?
Prompting Starbucks to close its stores for a day for racial bias training and reaching a confidential financial settlement with the 2 men. Phillips says she was not involved in the arrest in any way. According to her civil complaint filed in 2019, she claims she actively worked on crisis management efforts, but less than a month after the arrest, Phillips was notified of her termination. According to court documents, Starbucks claimed Phillips appeared overwhelmed, frozen, and lacked awareness of how critical the situation was for Starbucks and its partners, and that all actions taken by Starbucks with respect to Ms. Phillips were for legitimate, non-discriminatory, non-retaliatory reasons.
Starbucks wasn't necessarily under legal pressure, but they were under public pressure to act and to show that they were open to everyone of every race and origin, and to show that they were not going to allow racism to foster within their organization.
A Black district manager testifying via Zoom that he thought Phillips's race played into Starbucks' decision to fire her, and that his race was a reason he was not terminated.
Other companies are definitely going to have to be much more thoughtful and clear about why they're exercising terminations when they're faced with this type of situation.
Now, we did reach out to Starbucks. We were told they have no comment at this time, guys.
Okay, thanks very much. What y'all think? Y'all remember that?
Verdict against Starbucks, ordered to pay more than $20
Y'all remember when
million
that
to
happened?
former-
I remember that. I remember that, but I didn't realize there was a lawsuit with the lady that they used. I feel like she was used as a scapegoat. I believe the guy that who testified on her behalf, and he was Black. You remember that, Loretta? Y'all remember that? I didn't know. Did y'all know it was a lawsuit with the lady? I didn't know that part of it. And I'm wondering. So the guys were there just sitting there getting ready to have a meeting and not buying it? Like, how we feel about that? Honestly, I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know if it's true. I'm just basing off of what they were saying on there. But how do you feel about that? If it was your Starbucks, if it was your coffee house and people came in and sat there for a meeting but didn't buy anything, I guess that's what they're there for, though, is it? Yeah, Loretta, I didn't know about that. But I remember the guys too. Liz said it's a lot of crap. Yeah, I know there's some things because I didn't read the story. I just saw it on the news. So I'm just forming opinion based off of this. So I'm sure there's something there. But I'm not sure what. But yeah, I didn't know that about the lady in the lawsuit. 25.9. Now, Janelle, that's a whole lifestyle change. That's me, you, LaShawn, Derek, listen, all of our lifestyle change. Lynn's crazy, Robin, she crazy. So I just want to show, it happens on both sides, you all. And I know that for the majority, I know a lot of things happen to people of color. I get it. I do. But I do believe it happens on both sides. Let me share with you this other one. And then we'll talk a little about quotas, because this happens in corporate America a lot. LaShawn said the person they were meeting with may have made a purchase. No one knows because the employee had the true. That's facts. That's very true. And I forgot about that part. You're right, LaShawn. They were meeting someone. I'm thinking they're just sitting there, but you're right. They were meeting someone. And they may, out of etiquette, right? They could have been waiting for the person to come before they ordered. That's true, LaShawn. That's true. Loretta said, that's right. That's right, Loretta. That's our private jet. That's very true. That's very true. So let's talk about quotas a little bit, because I know that's what we titled it. And I want to make sure we talk about that as well, because this happens a lot. This is through Forbes, and this is discrimination against white job applicants and employees, or is it racial equity? And this is a Republican attorney generals of 13 states. They sent a letter to Fortune 100 CEOs. They highlighted the affirmative action in college admissions, that whole thing that happened. And they gave some examples cited throughout the letter. It's clear that they're advocating on behalf on one particular group of workers. So they were advocating on white applicants and employees have increasingly sued for claims of racial discrimination. If your company previously resorted to racial preferences or naked quotas to offset its bigotry, that discriminatory path is now definitively closed, the letter states. So basically they're saying if your company is practicing preferences based off of a person's race to meet their quota, that's bigotry. I don't care how you look at it. So, and they're saying that white applicants didn't have a chance because you're trying to meet a quota. And they're saying they wrote this letter to all these CEOs, and they said, we write to reassure you that corporate efforts to recruit diverse workforces and create an inclusive work environments are legal and reduce corporate risk for claims of discrimination. In fact, there is still much work to be done. And this is a Democrat-Republican thing, but I don't want to get into all of that. But just basically, they're sending this letter in an attempt to equate these permissible diversity efforts with impermissible hiring quotas is a clear effort to block opportunities for women and people of color, especially Black people. So I guess the Democrats are saying one thing, and of course, Republicans are saying another. Again, this is not where I want to go. But what I wanted to share is that white workers have been suing companies for claims of racial discrimination for years. For example, David Duvall, a former Novant Health senior vice president, won a $10 million lawsuit as he lost his job during a time the company was aiming to diversify its leadership ranks. Novant executives said it was Duvall's deficient performance, not his race or gender, that led to his firing, but being replaced by two women, one of whom is Black, was a factor cited in the case. Well, he won, it looks like. So they proved that it was discrimination. It also shared that AT&T, Google, Uber, YouTube, American Express, Infosys, Revolt TV, and Pico are just some of many companies white workers have sued for racial discrimination in recent years. Last month, Shannon Phillip, a white woman and former Starbucks, that's who we just talked about, was awarded $25.6 million from a jury. And I wanted to show both sides. And being in TA, being in talent acquisition, there are quotas. We talk about this often. There are quotas that have to be met. Why do they ask that on the job application? I talked to someone today, or not today, what's today, Tuesday, yesterday, and they were sharing how on the application, there was a study done where some people, not a study, it was his buddy. He would put on the application, preferred not to say his race on some applications, and then on some he would say, and the ones where he put preferred not to say, he would get interviews, and the ones where he said he was Black, he didn't. And he did this test himself. Do y'all check the box on there? Sometimes it's required, right? It is required. It is customary, that's what Derek said, to wait for your meeting partner to order. After explaining waiting more than 10 minutes, order a coffee. That's true. That's very true. That's very true. So I know that when I worked at HP, and this was back in the 90s, the quota for diversity, one of my jobs was looking for organizations that we could tap into to bring in applicants for, it was tech roles back then, because there were none, there were zero. So we had to, I remember it was a long Excel spreadsheet, and it was these different organizations, Girls Who Code, Women of Color, Hispanic Association, Asian and Pacific Islander something organization of something, LGBTQ community of so and so. So we had this whole, it was a spreadsheet back then, a list of people and a list of contacts. And I would have to call them up and call them and say, you know, we want to invite you all in and share with you some of our job opportunities. We have some openings, da, 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 da. And it's because we were trying to make a hiring quota of having diverse people. Now, I will say, and I don't recall, but I will say, because it wasn't a big uproar back then, if I remember correctly, there wasn't a lot happening in the news. I want to say that HP was really doing this to really bring in some diverse experience and some diverse backgrounds into the organization. So I do believe there are companies that really want, you know, more diversity in their organization. I don't believe all companies do it for quotas, but I do know in recruiting, that's a big thing. That's a quota. There's a metric that has to be met. Derek said the Caucasian suing for discrimination is their way of trying to get ahead. That's why there was such a strong push years ago to remove affirmative action. That's true. That's very true. Very true. So just in thinking about that, let me check on my IG friends. I don't know if anybody, oh, it's a lot of y'all. Hi. I always forget about you. Hi, we're over on what's it called? YouTube if you want to come over, but hi there. I gotta do better with that. Derek said over time, there's an ebb and flow to both ends of the spectrum. I think, you know, that's the point I want to make, that there is ebbs and flows. I do get it. I'm a Black person. I have no choice to get it. I do understand, because I know people are going to say, you know, why are you saying it? I just try to see everything as, you know, level playing field as possible. Although I know there are occasions, there are times, and the majority of them, it's not level. I get it. I totally get it. The other point I want to drive home is when we make decisions and not base them off of emotions when it comes to our color and our skills and our experience and our background. There's nothing more validating than being hired or being promoted or receiving an opportunity based off of the work and the effort that you put into a thing. There's nothing more fulfilling than that. I do believe, though, that we, meaning a certain demographic age-wise, right? If you're 50 and older, that the way that we make decisions should be more strategic and not so tactical. A lot of people that I talk to, they're looking for, how do I do this? How do I do this? And how do I do this? And, you know, rolling into February already, a lot of people are still very much in survival mode. And to get out of survival mode, we have to stop thinking about what so-and-so has done to us, a certain group of people, if it's race related, gender related, or our boss or our employer or something to that effect. And it's only because I hear it. Again, for me, it's the optics. It's what I see, what I experience, what I hear. And you all may experience something different. We want to start thinking more strategic, especially with our careers, and making decisions logically, you know, as much as possible. And you could say, well, that's hard to do if I got rent to pay, or I got mortgage to pay, I got a car note, I got insurance, I got a light bill, I got this. If you're of a certain age, in my opinion, you don't have a choice. Because if you keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to keep getting what you're getting. If something's not working, it doesn't make sense to keep doing the same thing. Doesn't make sense. it's okay to pause. We talked about this at the top of the year also, that a lot of people just rolled into 2024 and didn't do the pause and didn't think about, what do I want? How do I want to set myself up for 2024? What type of decisions do I need to make so that in 2025 I don't look like this or I don't feel like this? And again, I was sharing with my daughter, getting her to think more, more chess plays and not checkers. And for us, she got time, right? She's got time. We got time as well. We're not that old. Somebody told me on a call yesterday, we're seasoned. But I want us to elevate our thinking and how we make decisions, specifically about our career and the moves we need to make. If it's more money we need, if it's a different type of work that we're looking for, if it's a different employer, different environment, because whatever you're exposed to, that also elevates you or demotivates you. If you're in an environment that's not motivating, it's not challenging, you feel like you are, losing your skill set, all of that plays a factor. And so I believe in making decisions based off of the things that are around you and, most importantly, where you want to go. And I was talking to my business coach, and I was telling him, here's my goals, next 3 years. And he said, let's think about how we systematize what you want to do versus goals. So he's getting me to elevate my thinking beyond goals, because goals, based off what he was saying, is finite. When we think of goals, we think it as, okay, I've reached it. But what happens, and this is what he was explaining to me, the goalpost moves. It moves. What you wanted 5 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago is different than what you wanted then. So the goalpost moves. So create a system or a process to get you to where you want to go. And I'm veered off a little bit just so that we're thinking as we go into February, last Tuesday of the month. I want us to really think about our career and managing our careers. And when we're thinking about what we want to do next, because I talk to a lot of people that look like me and that are people of color. And I hear often about how they won't let me have, and only certain people get to a certain level or have a certain title. So I wanted to have a conversation and just tie it into whatever our aspirations are, our goals as well. Nothing that we can't control can stop us. Everything about our career and what we do that's within our control. We can't help it if people discriminate. We talked about this. It's going to be forever, but that can't stop us. It can't. We think about it and we wonder, and we go to the store and we walk down the street and we wonder why, people scooting over, or they scared, or people backing up. I was running one day and the car backed all the way up, and I'm like, how am I going to rob you? Like, I just got on gym clothes. You know what I mean? So it's part of life, unfortunately. But again, I don't want that to stop us. That makes sense, y'all? My point is that over time, yeah. That makes sense what I'm saying, you all? What you think? Just going into February, because I know how quickly the year is gonna go by, and some of us made decisions early on that we wanted something different and to do something different. And I don't want our thoughts about what we've been through because of what we look like and the color of our skin to stop us. Nothing can stop us. If we put in our minds what we want to do and come up with a system to get there, we can get there with consistency, discipline, and unlearning some things, thinking about our own biases. Everybody goes through something. I don't care what color you are. And if somebody don't like us at work, if somebody treat us a certain way, we don't have to deal with that. You don't have to deal with that. Make sense? Let's see what IG over here doing. What's up, y'all? I don't know how to get y'all over here. What y'all think? That's right, LaShawn. We shouldn't lose momentum. We shouldn't lose momentum. And if we don't have momentum, we should, let's try to do that first quarter. We'll give ourselves 60 days to at least attain one goal. Uh-oh. Let me remove this. Oh crap. I don't want to lose y'all. Elizabeth said, we need to thrive to rise up and come back in the driver's seat to hire us. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. That's it. That's it, Liz. That's it right there. I was talking to my private clients we meet on Mondays. We have a coaching clinic, and we were talking last night about, I said, I need y'all in these positions because a few of them are going through interviews. I said, I need you all in these positions. So when other people come, I can just reach out to you and say, hey, I got somebody. Hey, I got somebody. Because that's really, like Elizabeth's saying, that's really how change is made, you all. It's not us sitting and complaining. It's not us sitting and contemplating. It's not us overanalyzing and doing, being tactical. What should I put on my resume? What should I put here? What should I do here? How do I do this? How do I do? We're used to that. We're used to just trying to, let me figure out, let me go get 2 jobs so I can, if I make 2 jobs, I work overtime and then I get this, then I can pay this. And if I do this and I do this, God didn't make human doings. This is what I told him last night. He made human beings. We are to be. And if not, at the least, we should be becoming what it is that we want. But even myself, I know I'm guilty of trying to figure it out. Okay, if I make this move, but it's time to play chess. At our age, y'all, it's time to play chess, not checkers. It's not the tactical. It's strategic. And sometimes that takes pausing and saying, you know what, okay, I've been doing this for, 8 years. It's time. It's 2024. I need to make some moves. I'm tired of just surviving. I'm in survival mode for too long, for years. Tired. I know, get my resume together, go to the job board. That's the only option I have. No, it's not. It's not. But I do know that takes some unlearning and it takes a different mindset. It takes a whole shift. I get that. That's not lost on me. I understand that. But even if I'm just dropping a seed to give you something to think about, something to consider, and even if you're taking a little bitty 2 millimeter shift towards whatever the goal and aspiration is, if you want more money, if you want that lifestyle change, okay, what is that going to take from me? And it's just working. It's reverse engineering. It's working backward. Okay, right now I make 90. I need at least 110, 120 to get me to what I want to do. So how do I get an extra 20K? What do I need to do to get there? Okay, I need 20K. So instead of being an analyst, maybe I need to be a person that is able to read the data and tell stories. I know data is big right now. So now let me see what that's called. Let me go to ChatGPT and say, okay, currently I'm a data analyst. I want to go to the next level, right? That's taking action. That's the 2 millimeter shift. Because once you start working, I was telling my clients this last night, one of the people in there, I'm like, she's in the zone right now because she's getting left and right. She's getting calls and interviews. And I'm like, because she's focused. Because once you start doing it, it's just reciprocity. It's the law. The environment that you're creating around you, you're exposing yourself to opportunities and different things. It can't help but to happen. Just like dropping seed in the ground. As long as the conditions are right, there's sun, there's light, there's water. As long as the conditions are right, it can't help but to grow. Can't help but to grow. Crystal! You good. So yeah, y'all, let's make sure we don't let this year just roll by. We don't want to do that. We want to be the best version. And I know it's cliche and I know people say it and you hear it and You let it roll, you go on one ear and out the other. But I promise you, there's so much more for us. For a lot of us, we really just getting started. That's what I'm learning at this big age. Like my daughter said, you that big age, mom. It's for a lot of us really just getting started. Really just getting started. All right, y'all, how we feeling? Is this good? I got you thinking? Hopefully. Hopefully we thinking, and we're going to make just little incremental shifts towards our goals and whatever we want. Don't sit there. Don't just be, just take what you're given. You're too valuable for that. There's more for you. I promise. I promise. Was this helpful? Y'all thinking? When y'all get quiet, y'all thinking. Or y'all cooking. Is that what y'all doing? Is y'all cooking? Hopefully it was helpful. Hopefully you can see, kind of both sides. Everybody goes through something. I don't care what color you are. Everybody goes through something. I don't want us to use it as a crutch either. It's going to happen. It's not going to stop. We can't do anything about it. Let's focus on what we need to do for ourselves, our loved ones, our families. Let's focus on that. We can't do anything else about what anybody else does, what they think. We can't do anything else. We can't. All right. Good. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with your girl. Appreciate y'all. Like the video if you liked it. We back next week, next month. It's actually before I hopped on, somebody said it's Black History. I'm like, I should have left this for Black History Month, but here we are. Here we are. All right, y'all. Have a great rest of your week. Be kind to yourselves. Speak positivity to yourselves. Don't overanalyze. Don't overthink. Love on yourselves. Talk nice to yourselves. And I'll see y'all next Tuesday, okay? Derek said, are we setting specific time frames on our vision board? Y'all didn't respond to the poll. I'm like, they don't want to do it. It's easier to focus. Oh, you say, look at me, I'm getting mad. You talk, Derek's like, whoa. Wait, I'm just saying. I'm sorry, D. Okay, are we setting specific time frames on our vision boards? It's easier to focus with a visual reminder and even easier with an accountability group. It is, but nobody responded. So I'm like, okay, maybe they don't want to do it. So I would say, D, I'm going to post, can y'all hear me? I'm going to put in the Facebook group, I did get some information that I was going to share. So I'll just drop it in there, and it would be great if you all want to share your vision board to give us some inspiration inside. And the only reason why I say inside the Facebook group, because we can share, we can post pictures and videos and stuff. So yeah, Crystal, I put it on YouTube, and I put it on inside of the Facebook group. I put a poll. Jeanette said, yeah. What's up, Timothy? No problem. Black history is to be celebrated every day. There you go. Absolutely. It is. You're right. I did. Janelle crazy. But I would love to see some vision boards in there. Maybe I'll do a giveaway. Maybe we'll do that. If you do your vision board, we'll do something fun inside the Facebook group so we can see. All right. Love y'all. Have a good week. Have a good night. And I'll see you next week. Okay. Be good. Be good to yourselves. Take care of yourselves. See you later, alligators. You haven't received my responses in about... No, I don't have that email. I don't have Careers by Kelly anymore. So it should bounce back. It should have bounced back, Derek. If you're talking about emailing me, if that's what you mean. Yeah, since I rebranded, I don't have that anymore. That was my baby. I had to let her go. See, elevation. We're elevating. You got to remember at the top of the year, we talked about executing and, Yes, Liz. We have a Facebook page. Let me see if I can find it. I think I have it up here. Oh yeah, I got a ton of messages. I ain't gonna let y'all see this. Hopefully, Derek, you're not in here. Oh Lord. This child has, y'all look at these messages. Look at this. Would you look at this? Somebody might have to get to this. Hold on. I ain't gonna let y'all see that. I don't want y'all to talk about me. Let me find a group. Where is it? I don't even understand why. I don't understand. Hold on. I don't want y'all to talk about me. Here it is, Liz. Where y'all at? Here y'all go. Let me show you. Here it is. Is it raining? Oh, I gotta get in the rain. It's raining. Here it is. I'm changing the name. It's right here. It's called Career Conversations, but you can look it up. See right here, Kelly's Career Club. But yeah, this is us right here. See, we on live. But this is the club. It's about one and a half. This is us, Lizzo. We're in here. And see, here's the poll. Who was that? Crystal, you said you didn't see a poll. Let me show you. Is there a quick way to do this? Aw, who said that? I didn't even love that. Aw. Oh, let me comment. See, I'll be missing out on things. That's so nice. That's so nice. Aw, so needed. See, here it is right here. This was on January 12th. I can see who look. Y'all look at stuff. They look at stuff, but nobody responds. I'm like, okay, they don't want to do it. And I also put it on YouTube. I need to go through that. Yes, I just respond with the reply link. Congratulations. Oh, you're welcome. Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, come on in, Elizabeth. You don't have that either? Let me see. Let me drop the link for y'all then. Let me drop it. Here's a link to the group, to the Facebook group. I have to send it on email. Y'all on the email list too? I have to send it on the email list too. All right, y'all, I gotta get out in the rain. I can hear it. All right. I'll have to go check and make sure I'm on the correct Facebook. Yeah, make sure. I just changed we're changing the name, and we're changing, revamping a lot of things. So, okay, you still getting them? Okay, cool. I'll send the replay to Crystal tomorrow. All right, be safe. Love y'all. Have a good night. Bye. Bye.